It seems like every other week, artists are leaving the current social media platform for something new. And then it seems like a couple weeks after that, that platform implodes for some reason of, well, we didn't expect it to be this popular and we can't afford to pay people. So we want volunteers to run this professional level platform. Or if you are a designer, then you know the pain of being stuck paying for your tools over and over and over again with a monthly subscription. And all sorts of these problems boil down to the same heart issue, which is how difficult it is to be private online. And stick with me here because it doesn't make sense to begin with, but then when you really start looking into it, you see that the lack of privacy is what makes all this stuff happen. And I believe it was back in 1993, Eric Hughes wrote something called a Cypherpunk's Manifesto. It is on the Satoshi Nakamoto Institute's website. I'll make sure to link below. But the whole idea is that privacy is a paramount virtue online, especially as the world gets more and more digital. Well, given the years that it's been since he wrote that, it has only gotten more important to be mindful of your own privacy. And we've seen all sorts of reasons why artists will leave a platform, and it's because the platform is saying, well, it's our servers, you're putting your work on our servers, and therefore it is our work. We can see everything that you do, all the direct messages that you're sending between you and your prospective clients. We can read all of that, and we're going to use all of that. Anything you say in DMs can and will be used against you in the court of advertising dollars spent to analyze you and use your psychometrics to target other folks that are a lot like you. And our participation in this process is what keeps it alive. And another big element of why we stay in this process is it's really difficult to do anything else. But since 1993, it has gotten easier and easier to use tools that you can own forever to help run your business or your creative efforts or your community and that kind of thing. And a lot of that involves cryptography and using that for keeping things private. Now, crypto, if you use that word, comes with a whole lot of negative associations and a whole bunch of scams and the pump and dump schemes of NFTs and all that kind of thing has gone a long way to make people not interested in crypto as a technology to protect their privacy. And man, back when cryptography was first getting started, I mean, that goes back to the 40s, really. And the ability to encrypt and decrypt information was considered a state secret, a military level secret, that it went to the courts on whether or not civilians had any right to privacy or encryption technologies because it was too dangerous. So this whole push has been going for more than half a century, well, more than 70 years now, of people not using the tools available to them to keep their lives private and their relationships private and their communications private. And it's only gotten easier. So that's why I wanted to make this video is if you are a creator, I wanted to encourage you to open your mind and consider other tools that you might not think about when you think of crypto or being a cypherpunk or running your business. So, I mean, a part of what I do is that I have a whole community full of people that it's social media, but the big difference is that we aren't all using somebody else's servers, like Instagram's servers or whatever. Every single person in that community owns their own server that's running their own software that can communicate using protocols that other servers like it use to talk to each other. So everybody in there owns all of their data, owns all of their relationships. No one central entity can shut it down because as the group host, as the organizer of this community of awesome people, even if I shut it down tomorrow, every member of the group will have all their records and all their information, and they'll still have all of their groups that they've set up and are running and are using to build relationships with real people. So it's this interesting intersection of online digital identity that exists across space and time through time so that you can build trust and relationships, well, without having to disclose who you are and your government name kind of thing. I mean, I've got my face here on my YouTube channel with more than 4,000 of you amazing people subscribing to me. And there are faceless channels with 10 million people or whatever it is. And that's why if you had a digital identity that was yours, no matter which platform you're on, that is even more valuable because think about it. I have the handle +1 creator. Well, if I go to Twitter, hopefully it's open. If I go to Facebook, hopefully it's open there. And you're just hoping that this silo, you can grab your name before anybody else camps it. And then if you're starting a new project, well, hopefully that isn't already taken. And if it is, well, then let's get a different idea because it has to be unique. And all those considerations have to do with digital identity and authenticating that you are that person because you are pretty sure that I'm me, that you've seen other videos of mine, that I talk the way that I talk, and that AI hasn't gotten so good that I'm just two AIs in a trench coat yet. But as this world continues to develop those skills, well, it'll be even more important to be able to authenticate that you really are you without having to peel back all the layers of privacy. So it's not just being anonymous, it's pseudonymous, however you say that word. So something that isn't your name, but it is cryptographically backed and secured so that people can be comfortable knowing that you're the person in control of that identity. And then being able to connect that to a network of other identities like it. And that's not even talking about transacting in business with your clients, because for me, I offer a quote unquote discount if anybody wants to do consulting work or hire me for training or workshops. If you would like to transact in Bitcoin or Ethereum, well, then cool, let's talk about it. I'm willing to do business directly without involving the petrobucks, oil dollars, fiat system getting involved with it, which also brings along the payment processors and those gateways, and then having to use Stripe and then paying them for the privilege of working with my clients. So all of these systems that you need to run a business and be a solo creator means that you're constantly paying out to other people who are already leveraging your entire life, your entire network, your entire client relationships, all of that. They're, it's perfectly transparent to them because you're using their platform, their servers, their information. And I mean, think about it here on YouTube. There's so much material uploaded every day, all day long, and a lot of it is incredibly valuable. And that's why people come to YouTube, is to discover videos that they enjoy or learn from. And YouTube is benefiting from all of that material in a very non-private kind of way. And it's their platform, it's their rules. So if I wanted to do it any different, I couldn't be here. So I recognize that having one foot in this world is kind of a deal with the devil. You have to do what you have to do in order to get done what you want to get done. And at the same time, I wanted to encourage you to explore as many options to step out of that world and put one foot into a completely new environment, a completely new universe that you may never have considered. So, if you are curious about what that world looks like and how to get into it and how to leverage it as a creator, please let me know in the comments. Ask me questions. I would love to know about your experiences, positive and negative, because if all you have are negative associations with this stuff, I would like to help you filter through and maybe find something that you could get jazzed about. And if you have made it this far, then I do suggest that you give it a like. That'll help YouTube make sure that other folks can find it who would find it valuable as well. And if you are interested in these kind of strange ideas about being a creator here in this digital first universe we find ourselves in, then I suggest that you subscribe to the channel for more stuff like this. And I am going to leave it up to YouTube's algorithm to show you which video next you should check out. And that's it for me. Thank you so much for sticking around. I deeply appreciate you and your attention. So that's it for me for this time. If you can change your mind, you can change your life.